How you doing? I hope you're doing great. My name is David, and I am from Parties R Us here in the Metro Detroit area, setting up tents, tables, chairs, and more for celebrations and all kinds of special events. This here is a gorgeous 20-foot by 30-foot high peak frame tent. Frame tents work on deck surfaces. They work on wood, cement. Of course, they also work on grass, like a stake down tent. The advantage of having a frame tent is that it can be set up on those varied surfaces. There are also no center poles in a frame tent. The center poles are removed, and there's a cross cable up at the top which keeps the tent up. On the inside, you've got an 18-foot tall peak. You got two on the 20 by 30 foot. And this way, without a center pole, you can set up your tables and chairs any way you'd like. With that center pole, it can impede the way you set up your tables if you want to not have to deal with the center poles that are coming down to keep the tent up. Frame tents are just classy tents. Not only do we have the 18-foot tall peak, we also got the 8-foot tall entryway. The sides are 8 foot tall. There's a little lip of vinyl, as you can see, which creates a little character for these style tents. As you can see, that little lip right along the top. But that's 8 feet tall from the top of that pole there all the way to the ground. And this particular 20 by 30 foot tent can seat up to 60 guests if you're using the 60-inch round tables and no food under your tent, or up to 80 guests or so if you're using rectangular tables without food or drinks under your table, under your tent. This particular tent is just also, just to let you know regarding tables and chairs, we have a variety of different tables. We've got round tables, we've got rectangular tables, we've got the high top tables, which you can see over there, those cocktail tables, and they're really nice. Also, as you can see, we've got the lighting here. This is globe lighting. We use daylight bulbs. Even in the daylight, we've got the lights add a little ambiance to the festive celebration here, which is a wedding. And we also added dimmer switches to our light package, which then in the evening time you can dim your lights down and create a nice classy ambiance if you want some atmosphere there. This frame tent is also a very unique setting because we've set it up on an uneven surface. So we had to use 9-foot poles on this side of the tent and 8 foot over on that side, which typically it's an 8-foot, as I mentioned, 8-foot tall tent. But because of this uneven surface, we had to really create just some innovative way to balance the level of the tent. Otherwise, it would be at this funky angle. And we did this once before here, so we had a little experience with it. But it's very challenging. A lot of companies are unaware of how to do that. We also have here in the yard a 20-foot by 20-foot, again, frame tent. Now this is on grass. The other advantage I wanted to mention about frame tents is there's not a lot of stakes in the ground, and there's not a lot of supportive ropes that come off of the tent. A stake down tent has one here, has it here, has it here, has it there. You know, they're all around the tent, so people can get caught up in these support ropes, and they can also trip over these stakes that are in the ground. In order to avoid that, with the frame tents, we've only used them in the 4 corners. And we also add white caps at the tips so that people can at least be aware that that's where the stake is coming into the ground to secure the tent. But the frame tents are beautiful because they don't have the ropes, they don't have the center poles, they're just gorgeous tents. And there we have it, 20 by 30 foot connected to a 20 by 20 foot, and the 20 by 20 foot seats up to 50 guests using the rectangular tables, or 40 guests using the circular tables. And that's, again, without food. You start adding food under your tent and you'll have less room for your guests. But we can accommodate any size tent you need for any number of guests. If we can be of service to you, by all means, get in touch with us. My name is David with Parties R Us. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Take good care. Look forward to catching up with you when you need us. Take care.